Hi neurodivergent moms and dads, and welcome to my secret video about how to spot autistic meltdowns in your partner. First of all, a disclaimer, I'm not a psychologist. I am a mom of 2 neurodivergent kids and a wife to an ADHD guy, and I myself have ADHD and autism. What I share in this video is partly research and studying what does cause autistic meltdowns in adults, and also personal experience of what we have gone through, lived through, and overcome in our family life. So what is an autistic meltdown? It is when you lose control of yourself. So for the person going through the meltdown, it feels like they've been taken over by something or somebody else, and they cannot control what their body is doing anymore, what their feelings are doing, what is happening. They're kind of watching from outside, and they might themselves be in a bit of a shock because they can't really believe what's happening, but they're behaving in a way that is completely out of their own control. Why is your partner having a meltdown in the first place? They have most likely been triggered. Some of the most common triggers of autistic meltdowns in adults are rejection sensitivity, which is really big in my family, being criticized, which goes along with rejection sensitivity, and something unexpected happening. They may also be feeling like they're being forced to do something that they don't want to do, and they're not able to say no, or they don't have the permission to say no. In this feeling of stuckness, in this feeling of desperation, their only way out is to have a huge big meltdown. Not being heard when they actually do say no is another big trigger. Also, it is the feeling of unfairness. Autistic people in general have a huge high level of integrity, and when something is unfair or untrue in some way, then they really get feelings really come out, the passion comes out, and sometimes this results in a meltdown. Here are some things to look for in your male partner to identify very quickly whether they're having an autistic meltdown or not. So the guy might be acting oddly. That means they're behaving in a way that is absolutely not common or typical to them. For example, if your male partner is normally quiet and calm and slow and steady, suddenly if they're acting very erratic or moving very fast or standing up so fast that the chair falls off behind them, this might be an autistic meltdown because they're acting in a way that is so not them. Sudden movements or breaking things unintentionally and especially intentionally is a big sign. Hitting themselves like in the head like this, or some guys will actually do this gorilla move. They'll hit their chest really hard, and also they will repeat the same phrase or the same words over and over again. Like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. Or, oh my God, this broke. Oh my God, this broke. Oh my God, this broke. What am I supposed to do now? Oh my God, this broke. It shouldn't have broken. Oh my God. And finally, hyperventilating. So when the person starts to breathe really fast, really heavy, uncontrollably, this is a big sign that their body is no longer in their control and they might be going into a meltdown. Here are some signs to look for in a female partner to tell whether she is having an autistic meltdown. Just like the men, look out for hyperventilating or breathing heavy and fast also in your female partner. Sudden shouting is also another sign because women tend to be softer spoken in general. It's a total generalization here, but this is true in my case at least. But suddenly when I find myself shouting, really shouting to the point where I know my throat is going to be sore later, this is me losing control. This is me going into my meltdown. Women will also repeat the same phrase or words over and over again, especially if it has to do with that integrity thing that I mentioned earlier. fairness, like that's not fair, this isn't fair, this isn't fair, or don't touch that, it's mine, it's mine, it's mine. And crying and sobbing uncontrollably. The person in the meltdown is really not being able to control themselves right now. So no matter how much you tell them or shout at them or look at them like, what's wrong with you? Get yourself together. It's not going to help because they really have no control over themselves in this moment because they're in an autistic meltdown. Now, what to do during your partner's meltdown to best support them. The most important and the most respectful thing you can do in this moment is, well, first of all, recognize that this is an autistic meltdown. It's not a tantrum, it's not an attack, as it's not a fight. So don't take this personally. This is the biggest challenge in my family, for example. We tend to take things personally. And this is actually quite common in people with ADHD and autism, specifically ADHD. We are so rejection sensitive. We really take everything personally. If somebody says, oh, don't place your cup here, you should really put a coaster underneath your cup before you place it on the table, we take it like a personal attack. Oh my God, this person doesn't trust me. They think I'm stupid. They think I don't know that I should put a coaster under this cup. They really don't, they're not able to be objective about that. We are so sensitive. We really take things personally. So right now, the biggest, most important thing you can do is, first of all, recognize that this is a meltdown. It is not an attack on you. And then the next thing goes hand in hand. Don't take it personally. This has very little to do with you. This is more about that person and what's happening inside of them right now. Right now, you need to respect their space and you need to get out of their way. You can allow them to retreat to a place where they feel safe. A place where they feel safe enough to just cry it out or be angry or just let this meltdown happen. If they're crying, let them cry without judgment. If they're shouting, yelling, let them do it. If they're breaking things or being violent against themselves to a point where it might be getting dangerous, then get yourselves, the kids, or any living thing or precious object out of the way respectfully, like without making them feel like they're a wild animal right now, but just remove all the valuables and the people out of the way and give them space. Give them the gift of no judgment and avoid following them or approaching them or getting in their face to try and help them calm down or get control of themselves. What to do after your partner has had a meltdown. So meltdowns are so extremely draining. They take so much energy from you mentally and physically and emotionally that afterwards you feel completely depleted. In a state of meltdown, all the muscles in a person's body clench. Children or even adults get this iron grip when they're in a meltdown. And if they have something in their hand, there's nothing you can do to pry that out of their hand. They are like a super person in that moment. So naturally afterwards they're going to be finished. They're going to be drained, battery depleted. Allow them at this point to regain their energy. There's a good chance that your partner is going to go into an autistic shutdown following a meltdown just in order to recover their energy that they lost while having that meltdown. I made a whole video about how to come out of a shutdown and regain and recover your energy very, very quickly. So I'll link to that. After your partner has had a meltdown, continue to support them by taking care of all the little tasks and chores and duties around the house as much as you can until that person is back on their feet. Take care of the kids. Order dinner, forget about cooking, just take care of all the little family stuff so that your partner can just switch off and recover themselves. Finally, when your partner is ready to talk again or ready to come out of being in their meltdown and possibly a shutdown, be ready to listen. Be ready to open your heart, open your mind, and listen and not talk. So what you want to do here is you wait, W-A-I-T. Ask yourself, why am I talking? Wait. Being a neurodivergent mom or dad in a partnership with potentially another neurodivergent person can be intense. And at the same time, it is filled with so much love and so much passion. Our relationships with each other in a partnership and our relationships with our children can be full of so much innocence, so much purity, so much rawness, and that is such an enriching way to go through life. I hope this video has helped you. This is dedicated to all other neurodivergent couples and families. And if you want additional support or just to share something, please do reply to the email that you received along with this video. I will read every single email. Thank you so much for watching and being on this neurodivergent journey with us.